introduce ourselves
Oh,
first.
hello. I am Zachary. I was born in Copperfield, which is in, like the Cypress Fairbanks area, and now I live in Spring Branch.
All right. And my name is Jordan Carswell, and I consider myself a Houstonian. We're from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I remember we came in right after a hurricane, and my mom, as we came in, she had a Dallas Cowboys hat and an Oilers hat. And I didn't know anything about the Houston Oilers, but I looked at it and said, well, I guess I'm in Houston now, so I'll be a Houston Oiler. And I've identified ever since. I live out in the Katy area now.
I'm Krista. I was born and raised in Sugar Land, Texas, and I've been here pretty much my entire life. I went to school in Georgia and then came back, and now I work in Aldine as a UX designer.
Nice.
Right. So our persona was something that we kind of changed around at the beginning. And so originally we had Tina, who's somebody who lived outside of who moved out of the third ward. But after we had a really good opportunity to have somebody who is really dealing with the issues and working in the community in the third ward, Alprentice Banks. And as we began to talk to him, we realized that, maybe Tina's little brother, Patrick, or Pookie, as he is known, is maybe the more important, person maybe to be thinking about and focusing on. And so Patrick is 13 years old. He lives with his grandmother in the third ward. He's in middle school. He's at that kind of critical age where he's trying to figure out if the things that when he was a littler kid he thought he could do, if he's really going to be able to do. He's looking at older kids in the neighborhood, and he's seeing some of the choices they're making. They're telling him, about some of the things that they're doing that he doesn't, that he used to think maybe was not anything he would be interested in, but now he's beginning to think that maybe those are the choices that he's got to make. He's at school, but he's having trouble reading. He tries to go home and do his homework, but there's gunfire, there's stuff going on that makes him sometimes go and sleep in the bathroom. So it's leading him to have things that we would know as PTSD and emotional issues, but when he looks around in the neighborhood and sees other guys, he's learned that you cover that up, you don't talk about it, and you just kind of try to get through the day and the week. So one weekend, there's some guys that have been in the neighborhood and done some other events that he's been invited to, and they're having some kind of affair or something, and so he attends it because he knows some other guys that are going to be there. And while he's there, one of his friends comes up to him and says, hey man, did you see they've got a 3D printer down there in one of those tents? And he's like, I don't even know what that is. He says, man, you got to come down here and see it. And so he goes down there, and there's a group of guys, and they've got a banner up there that says, make the future. And he looks in there, and he's expecting to see, some of the tech guys that have come in and run workshops at their school, and they don't look like him, and they don't seem to be able to, talk or have the same experiences as him. Instead, he sees kids just a little bit older than him that are running the 3D printers, that are talking to people. They've got shirts that are branded on. They've got, other kinds of gear and things. And so he gets curious and goes in and starts talking to them. And they tell him, hey man, you could be in this program if you want to learn how to do this. These are the kinds of things that we do, and we, there's different things. If you're not interested in this, maybe you're interested in videography, maybe you're interested in fashion even, maybe you're interested in, coding. And so he's like, yeah man, maybe, we'll see, maybe. And so the next week he finds out that a kid he knows is doing it, that he made the commitment, he's doing it. And so he says, well, maybe I'll go with you if you go over there and just kind of check it out. And so he gets there and he checks it out, and he sees that there's a number of opportunities for him. The first thing that he finds out is that, hey, these guys aren't telling me what to do, they're asking me what do I want to do. And they've got some ideas to help me kind of figure it out, but you know, I've actually got some older mentors and then students that they've already gone through some of this program, and now they're the ones that are talking to me as peer mentors. And so they also talk to me and they find out that there's some basic needs that I've got that are not being met at home. And when they talk to me, they understand that, hey, maybe, you know, there's some things that you need to have somebody that you can talk to about as well. And so they give some referrals and some other kinds of things that are helpful. And, you know, but then they focus on what they want me to accomplish if I was to join this program. And so, you know, in addition to being introduced to personal mentors, you know, they help me to establish some long-term goals. They know that maybe I don't know everything about what options I might have, but they begin to get some idea about what I want to do. They've got workshops and things to follow up with to help me develop those interests out a little bit. And then they've got this competition at the end of the year. I don't know anything about this, but they tell me, you know, if I can kind of figure out what I'm interested in, that they've got people that will help me learn, you know, the skills or get some experience in these areas. And so I get interested. But I'm kind of surprised to find out that I'm good at coding. I've never been good at math. I didn't think that would be something I could do, but I can code, it seems like. And so they connect me with some older kids who know how to do it. Houston Community College has some mentors that come over and work with me. And I found out that, you know, hey, I finally get a team of people, and I'm going to be the coder on this team. And Jesse Bounds comes out and announces this competition that's coming up. And it's for the Make the Future program. And so I get, you know, involved with this team. I'm up there all the time. I feel like it's a place that I can go. They've always got stuff to eat. You know, my friends are there. I'm making a lot of new relationships. I'm feeling more comfortable with these guys. I get through the competition, and you know, on the other side of that, they tell me, you know, I think, well, is that it? Is that all I get to do? But I know that now I get to go and become a mentor in the program. And so, you know, on the other side of that, you know, I find myself a year or 2 years later in the role of that guy that I met, and I'm the guy there at the event, you know, the next time. And you know, all along the way, we've had opportunities. We've had guys that have driven us where we needed to get to go. They've shown us other spots out in the community in Houston that I never knew existed. I went to this place called TMCX, and I saw the stuff that they're doing there. I found out about programs at some of the colleges and universities in the neighborhood. You know, I felt like I had a place that had kind of given me some sense, you know, of what to do. And so one of the cool things about it was they didn't just, you know, I don't just have to talk about those things. I can show you what I've done. I have a portfolio that's got all the accomplishments on it. I can show you, you know, what my goals are and how I'm helping myself to achieve those goals. And I've gotten, you know, I'm more resilient. You know, now I know there's a lot of stuff that still goes on in my neighborhood, but I know I've got people that have got my back, and I've been given some, you know, skills, you know, to be able to, you know, deal with it. Something called mindfulness that enables me to, you know, kind of get up above everything and get more control over how I feel about things. And let's see. And so now I'm at a point where they're telling me that TXRX has got this program, that it doesn't stop there. That this program is only for 13 to 15-year-olds. But TXRX has got a program for juniors and seniors, and I can participate in that. And they'll actually let me take this, you know, even further. And this guy, Robbie Brombot, keeps coming around, and he keeps telling me that HCC has got programs for me, you know, to continue and going on. And he keeps telling me I can get in the small business program if I want to, and he's got money and resources, and so I feel like I can see the future now. And the most interesting thing is that in the period of time this has happened, at the edge of our community, there was this thing that I kept hearing about called the Tech Center. And these guys were going to come in and they were going to do all this stuff. And I remember seeing that building and hearing about what they were doing. And I remember thinking, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know what that is. I don't understand it. But now I know exactly what it is, and I feel like, man, I might be able to have a startup in that building. You know, I'm going to have a startup in that building, and I'll be able to actually, you know, stay in this community and actually contribute to it, and be a leader, you know, that is able to, you know, the gentrification is not something that scares me. You know, now I know how to take advantage of these opportunities, and I know how to help my community take advantage of these opportunities.